What if Caitlin Clark, the biggest star in women's basketball, is quietly pushed out rather than honored? There's a different story behind the record-breaking hype and sold-out arenas. Tension, hard fouls, subtle shots, and quiet when assistance is needed.
Reaction after this controversial foul on Caitlin Clark.
Who gains if she leaves is the true question. Then, another league is waiting while that pressure increases. With an agreement large enough to alter everything, it's not just basketball here. It's a breaking point, pressure, and power. The offer that made all the difference. Let's begin at the precise location where this fire started, because the recent ignited a fire that no one in the league appears to be even close to being able to extinguish anytime soon. Caitlin Clark, the same rookie who is meant to be eternally thankful for the opportunity to wear a WNBA jersey and discreetly make money. Her rookie minimum salary was about $76,000, and she recently got a huge contract offer from a European team. According to reports, she is now the highest-paid women's basketball player on the planet,
enabling the player to get more revenue in their collective bargaining agreements and TV broadcast contracts.
It is truly astounding, so take a moment to fully process that startling reality. When you give it some real thought, an Iowa professional in her first year who recently made her debut. The global basketball market now values this season more than any veteran or multiple MVP.
MVP of the tournament. It's Caitlin Clark.
Every American who has been inducted into the Hall of Fame is currently wearing sneakers. Additionally, the response from her alleged peers in the WNBA? Unadulterated, unmistakable poison. She was not publicly congratulated by other players. The fact that her contract raised the entire salary ceiling for each and every female athlete, they became enraged on all social media platforms, publicly, angrily, and right away. Media platform that is accessible. IN interviews. We witnessed athletes like Kelsey Plum subtly making jabs. We witnessed Diana Taurasi's notorious. During the draft, he gave her a hard back and warned her about reality. Many veterans believe they have a personal right to larger contracts. Currently, they frequently bring up their longer league tenure and the alleged dues they have paid after years of perseverance. Arenas that are only partially filled. This is the exact argument they keep repeating on every podcast and panel. She's only getting started. Professional sports have always been and will continue to be physically demanding.
Making the offensive foul, Clark takes the three and drills it.
Oh my! Behind the back!
She must manage it like an expert. She shouldn't be pampered or given any special treatment at all. Any kind of treatment. However, this is exactly what those whining players conveniently omit from each and every one of them, of their well-crafted grievances. The rationale behind European teams generational. Money at Caitlin Clark's that can change people's lives because she truly makes a difference in ways that, at the moment, no one else in the entire sport can. She attracts an unprecedented amount of attention. She sells goods that disappear from the shelves in a matter of hours, and living rooms where no one else is. She fosters real conversation. Was discussing women's basketball just 6 months ago, Iowa versus LSU in the national championship. More people watched the game than the World Series. Nearly 20 million.
Clark trying to shoot the team back into it on the previous possession, comes off the screen and...
Right now, the market is shouting her name from every rooftop, speaking loud and clear. In America.in the meantime, the women who complain the most have been in a league for years that, for a moment, let's be brutally honest about this uncomfortable reality. Few people actually gave a damn about observing. Basketball has always been of a high caliber. The best talent has consistently been there. However, someone as well-known and successful as Sheryl Swoopes had a signature shoe contract with Nike.
Caitlin Clark now has her own brand logo with Nike.
For a female basketball player, it was the first ever. Furthermore, the typical sports fan was still unable to identify her from a lineup. Today at a coffee shop, Caitlin Clark now has a genuine, authentic, and profoundly transformative option sitting in her kitchen table awaiting a response. Why in the world would she continue to support a domestic league where even her teammates are blatantly using social media to turn against her? Where it's obvious that rival players are pursuing her nationally? Europe is showing her respect in televised games, despite the fact that well-known commentators actively minimize her accomplishments. Generational wealth and a basketball culture that unquestionably cherishes and defends its biggest stars. In sharp contrast, the WNBA is giving her side-eye in the locker room, elbows to the face, and total silence from the front desk. For any rational human being, that is just not a difficult choice. And oh, defense. No repercussions. We must now discuss the moment that tore back the curtain and revealed everything that's. There is a problem with this league's treatment of Caitlin Clark, and I do mean all of the ugly things. DJ Carrington's now famous eye poke occurred during an on-court incident.
Pass by Carrington. Harris, no. Carrington is there. More second chance points for the Sun.
That shook the entire fan base and left Caitlin with a noticeable black eye. Look, in basketball, things do happen. I don't even want to concentrate on that part. Hands fly, things get physical, and mishaps happen. The actual problem is what came directly. How Caitlin's loved ones handled her injury following that play, rather than offering an apology. Carrington used social media in place of any sort of basic human decency or professional decency, and publicly made fun of Caitlin for the incident.
So when Carrington spoke up, I got where she was coming from. I certainly don't hold Caitlin Clark accountable for that.
Did you do it on purpose? She repeated, imitating her voice in a mocking sing-song tone. Did you intentionally do it? Repeatedly handling a serious injury as though it were a joke at a comedy club, and this is the precise location where this story shifts from being disrespectful to being extremely unsettling. Nalissa Smith, Caitlin's teammate, was laughing with Carrington in the same video, the woman who was meant to be her teammate. Have her back in the locker room, during press conferences, on the court, and off the court. She was caught laughing on camera, while her injury was made fun of by another player. Subsequently, individuals on the internet began making connections and swiftly discovered that these two players had a romantic relationship, which in some way made the entire something even more unsettling and unacceptable. Smith didn't even have the energy to separate herself from her own girlfriend and remark, "Hey, that's my teammate. That's not what we do. That is not acceptable." She simply let it happen while laughing. What did the Indiana Fever do? What action does the organization take in response to all of this public disrespect? Nothing at all. In fact, they went and posted highlights from Nalissa Smith's season were posted on their official social media pages, as though everything was perfectly normal, as if the romantic partner of their franchise player wasn't making fun of her. No statement of any kind, no public defense of Caitlin, absolutely no accountability. Imagine now for
the fortuitous bounce and one for A'ja Wilson.
A competitor who has merited a spot at the top of the sport that A'ja has consistently and openly frustrated by Caitlin's quick ascent, and her frustration provides us with all the information we require to understand the mindset that currently rules the league's veteran class. Wilson's thoughts in A'ja. MVP status ought to automatically translate into the biggest endorsement deals, the best contracts, the global offers, and widespread acceptance on all platforms. And to be honest, in an ideal world, perhaps that's how it should operate. However, professional sports have never operated in that manner and never will. Money is driven by popularity. Money is driven by eyeballs, personality, and storytelling, and whether or not veterans enjoy, whether they want to publicly acknowledge it or not. All three of those needles are moved by Caitlin Clark in ways that, right now, the rest of the league just can't compete. While Caitlin was still a college student, when she played for Iowa, her games attracted so many spectators, viewers, and attention that the WNBA could do nothing but watch, dream about.
Caitlin Clark, the all-time leading scorer in major college basketball history. Queen Caitlin.
Despite being the current professional league MVP, A'ja Wilson wasn't engaging in those kinds of figures from real WNBA games. In no way does that disparage the talent of A'ja. She truly is amazing. That is simply the harsh reality of the entertainment industry, why ESPN is abruptly pulling. Caitlin Clark alone is responsible for 12 million viewers of a single regular season game. The same game might have easily reached 25 or even 30 million viewers if it had been televised on CBS. The veterans want to discuss all the women who helped establish the league. And C, that is a totally real, a point that is truly worthy of respect. For what they accomplished, those pioneers truly deserve their flowers. Brick by brick. However, no one seems to want to openly and honestly respond to this question. Do those pioneers have it right? Right now, they are not, in fact. You will therefore eventually have to face the reality of the present. Additionally, the reality of today is that the most watched WNBA games this league has seen in more than 20 years are being produced by Caitlin Clark. 2 decades in total. You can learn everything you need to know about this league's past from that one statistic. Caitlin's arrival and the potential destination if she chooses to depart. A star without defense. Let's enter a section of this narrative that should genuinely worry every basketball fan because of what's happening right now. Clark isn't merely impolite to Caitlin, it goes beyond being unprofessional. In fact, it poses a risk to her professional path and to her general health as a young lady. In any professional sport, the A-team is meant to serve as a refuge. It is meant to be the one place where, regardless of what the outside world throws at you at any given time, you have a close-knit team of teammates who support you no matter what.
Obviously playing now versus each other in WNBA, or some of us obviously are teammates as well.
Every successful team in every major sport throughout human history has done just that. Trust, loyalty, unity, and resistance to external pressure and criticism. That is not what Caitlin Clark possesses. A collaborative setting. In essence, Caitlin Clark is a professional basketball player on an isolated island.